welcome back to Emergency 4 with the Helping Peter mod. We're here in Denmark for the next episode of Helping Peter. So we're taking the evening shifts and we're free for a call. I'm trying to see for this. No. Oh. My game seems to be doing funny stuff. That's uncomfortable. There's also no calls coming in. Oh, no, I said that. Okay, so we've now got calls to a person collapse. So poor Peter, who was ready to make his dinner, is now no longer going to be able to make his dinner. So we'll get changed into some high visibility clothing. And we'll come over. Start running your bell end. Right, okay, here we go. Okay, so shutter's going up.
On our way.
Okay. So we'll just make sure our fire station is nice and safe. By shutting the door while we're out. Oh, okay, he didn't run back out. Is he just gonna walk through it? Yeah, there we go. Okay, fine. So we're gonna get the blue lights on.
On the way.
And we're gonna go to our collapsed male who's over here. So this is probably gonna be the easiest access. Okay. Let's just get rid of this person. Right, okay, we're here. We're here. This actually is a reasonably inconvenient place. Anyway, we're just going to come and we're going to open the back of the vehicle and get our first aid vehicle, our first aid kit. Okay, so if we use bag on person, here we go. Now let's get down and start treating person. Okay, so we'll do the ABCs. Airways free, slightly fast breathing, no major bleeding, but he's sweating. Okay. Very good. So let's just open the emergency bag, see what else that we've got. So we've got slow reaction time, normal pupils, GCS of 14, which is fine. No obvious injuries, which is fine. Pulse is elevated. Blood pressure is not too shabby. Oxygen saturation is fine. Blood sugars quite low, isn't it? 3.2? Quite sure that's low. Let's just give him a shock blanket for the now. Keep him warm until the ambulance arrives, just because it is going to be a while. Yeah, so I'm a little bit unsure what to do. He's not got any injuries. His blood sugar is 3.2 is fine. Oxygen saturation is still fine. And the ambulance has been dispatched, which is fine. I guess there's nothing else for it. It seems to me like he's maybe taken something that he probably shouldn't have taken. But I mean, there's no wounds, there's no sprain, no need for glucose. No injuries, so no need for a stiff neck water. I don't know what he's taking. I don't know if water is going to be the best thing for him. No need for oxygen, no need for the defibrillator. So I don't think there's any more treatment that we could have done. And here comes the ambulance. Okay, they guys are going to get out and get a stretcher. Okay, so we will, no, first things first, we're going to take our blanket back. And then we're going to leave the patient. Okay. So we'll collect our medical bag. The medical team is going to come and get the person off the ground. Okay, right, you can probably close the trunk just now. You guys are going to go back to the ambulance. So if we just tell you to go home, probably be fine for the moment. Okay, so Peter's off ski home ski, and you guys are off to the hospital. Excellent. Okay. So we're going to set ourselves a status free, and I call it. Oh, hang on.
On the way.
We'll let them go around us. Okay. Great. Oh, okay. Oh, an injured person. It's been a while since we had one of those, isn't it? No, we need Peter in his car. Okay, right.
On the way.
So we'll get coming out to about here. So we'll get the blue lights on. Right, so we've got sirens. Just going to turn off here. The road's all pretty clear. I think we're just about here. Yeah, okay. Okay, right, person with injuries. So let's get the trunk open. Okay, we're going to pick up an emergency bag and we're going to take that to the person. Good God, the lights seem a little bit bright, don't they? Right, okay, let's just see what our person is like. Okay, so ABC. So free airways, fast breathing, major bleeding, pale, and sweating. Oh dear, right, that's probably going to be the thing to do. So if we open up the emergency bag here, first thing we're going to want to do is treat the wounds. And, okay, so before we cover her up, let's just, so slow reaction, normal pupils, GCS 14, which is fine, major bleeding is not fine, but we've dealt with that. Blood pressure slightly low, pulse very high, so possible internal bleeding. Oxygen saturation is the low end of fine, but is still fine, and blood sugar is golden. So let's get the anti-shock blanket on her. And I think that's pretty much going to be it until the ambulance arrives, which is 1 minute from now. Now we could do to, depending on where the bleeding was, we could change which position she's lying in. But I don't know. I don't know what it would be. So if we say, I don't know what the, honestly I don't know what the best one was. Yeah, lift legs for shock prevention. I didn't know it was shock prevention. Okay, right, so we'll keep our legs elevated, back on the ground, legs elevated, and that'll do until the ambulance gets here in a few seconds. Okay, and in retrospect, because I always overlook positions. In retrospect, we probably should have put the previous guy into the recovery position. If we did suspect he'd taken an unknown substance, he could have been sick and unwell, and that would have been most unfortunate. So we'll take that back. It gives us the angry noise because we can't. I mean, there's not much else we can do. Right. Okay. So the ambulance crew are going to come over and take our casualty back. You're going to close your boot. And we'll let Peter sod off to headquarters while we're finishing dealing with this. So the crew's all in, so they're going to go to hospital. They're going to nip out in front of Peter. And that's going to be just about that, isn't it? Okay, I think Peter is close enough to base, isn't he? Where's base? Yes, okay, right. So we're more or less here.
On the way.
So we're going to need to pop in to a pin the there. Okay, we may as well free ourselves up, eh? Okay, so let's just get him back to base. And the shutter will come down. Ah, crap. Okay, we've got a person collapsed. So we'll go to that one. So what I was trying to do previously was in the UK the firefighters tend to do a bit of a brazen thing of shut the shutters and then kind of let run out before they close. But it seems health and safety in Denmark is a little bit bidoo. Anyway, right, let's just get in the car. Blue lights.
On the way.
Okay, it's starting to get a little bit dark here, so I don't know that we're going to run the siren for too long. In the United Kingdom, you generally don't run it during nighttime hours unless there's something in the way. I suppose this is the evening shift rather than nighttime. Yeah, where have we gone? I've lost the ambulance. Right, here we are. Right, okay, we're on scene.
On the way.
Right, let's just get on out. So it's a person collapsed. We don't know what they've collapsed because of. So we'll grab ourselves our emergency bag and we will plonk it down. Okay. So we'll do ABCs. Okay, free airways, fast breathing, no major bleedings, but she is sweating. Okay. She's not alert, but she's responding to voice, which is a good sign. So we'll open an emergency bag, we'll check the normal things. So slow reaction time, normal pupils, high GCS, which is fine. Blood pressure, okay, pulse elevated, oxygen saturation, fine. Blood sugar, yeah, you know, because normal is 3.8, so I wonder what happens if we try giving glucose. Yeah, okay, right, that gives us good things. So if we check the blood, why can't we check the blood sugar? What? Here we go. Right, so blood sugar is better. Do we get points for putting in recovery? No. Also, I don't know why the ticker tape isn't coming down anymore. That's quite annoying. Okay. No, none of them. So we'll leave them in the recovery position. Right, that's fine. Try water? Yeah, okay, water's a good thing. Apparently. So if we check the things, free airways, fast breathing, no major bleeding, sweating. Has the pulse come down a bit? No, that's not pulse. Pulse and blood pressure, here we go. No, pulse hasn't come down any, so we're now just waiting for the ambulance, which is going to be on scene soon. Okay, well, there's nothing more that we need out of the emergency bag, so we'll just go ahead and get ourselves packed up. Oi! Right, okay.
On our way.
You're gonna come over here, you're gonna get this, you're gonna get out, you're gonna get back in, you're gonna get a stretcher. You're gonna pop this here. Oi, told you to get a stretcher. Get a stretcher. Go. Okay, ambulance scene are on scene and they're going to work their magic. So we're going to leave Peter to go back off to Bass. And we'll free ourselves up while we get this person dealt with. Okay, great. So Peter's away to base and they're away to hospital. Another person collapsed, so let's blue lights on again.
On the way.
We're gonna head down here. So this is always my grievance with this mod, is that it does tend to be always the same calls. Usually it's diabetic related. This time it does seem to be injured person related. So we don't have the emergency bag. So we'll check the so free airways, slow breathing, no major bleeds, but not sweating. Ooh, okay, so this is something slightly different. So let us now come back and we're going to get the emergency bag at the ambulance. You can do this without opening the trunk. Okay, fine. So we're going to plonk this down on the ground and begin our treatment. So we're going to open the emergency bag, let's check this. So he's acting drunk, big pupils, GCS of 15, smells of alcohol, so very potentially he's just potentially just drunk. Blood pressure is fine, pulse is fine, oxygen saturation is high, blood sugar is fine, So we'll put into the recovery position and give some water, because alcohol help them sober up and just won't have sick balls or anything. So I guess that's pretty much that. So we'll just keep them in the recovery position until the ambulance gets here. Which is in quite a long time. Okay, while we're waiting for the ambulance to arrive, they don't need anything more than us from us, so we'll just kind of get this. Wait a minute, what? Uh-oh, I think I've broken it. Yeah, I think I've broken this. There might be a way to fix it though, if we can open the trunk. No, we can't. Okay, that could be a bit of a problem, eh? Great.
On the way.
I might be doing an early finish to this, because it's not very good to me if I can't get my stuff. Right, we'll come get you to get the patient. So can you now put that now? Interact. Bugger. Because I won't be able to pick this up now, will I? No. Okay. Right, fine. What happened? Right, let's try the cheat thing. Let's change uniform. No, oh no, because I can't interact with a thing. Right, okay, I've got an idea. Right, go to headquarters. You guys are going to go to hospital. I think because we've only got a couple, well, only got 2 minutes left, so I think worst comes to worst, nothing's going to happen. Where are we from base? So basically, I know that in other mods, what Emergency 4 has a tendency of doing is, rather than kind of changing the uniform of the entity, it simply deletes the entity and respawns it. So I'm hoping that if I can interact... No, change uniform. So if we can get him to change uniform, he might drop what he's got. Which is correct. So now I might be able to open and close the trunk. No. Okay. No, I can't. Okay, well, that's going to be an unfortunately early end to this episode of Emergency 4 with the Helping Peter mod. We've had a whole heap of collapsed people, but that's alright. Everyone at least got to hospital safely, and we only made one cock up because we forgot to put them in the correct position. Assuming that was the right thing to do, I'm just assuming that he took something wrong. The unfortunate thing about just not being able to see a patient in front of you is that you can't really make a full and easy determined decision, but well, we did the best we could. So ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye.